So now I can move on to the skewers. I made two different kinds, surf and turf. So I'll start with the beef skewers. I used two different kinds of meat just to make sure it was the perfect combination, and I made a marinade that they have been resting in. Let me fill you in on what I've done so far. So they're savory grilled steak skewers, and I threaded 1-inch chunks of ribeye and strip steak onto a skewer, alternating between them. I put this skewer and 3 more into a baking dish and sprinkled over a teaspoon of black pepper. Then for the marinade, I added 1/3 cup of low sodium soy sauce to a bowl, along with 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, a few splashes of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and mixed everything together. Next, I poured the marinade over the skewers, making sure they were completely coated, covered them tightly with plastic wrap, and put them in the fridge for an hour. I don't usually use 2 different kinds of meat on steak skewers, but I love this combo. It's like the perfect blend of fat and meat. Okay, I just need to let these cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then I can add the seafood skewers to the grill. It is a beautiful day on the ranch, and this beautiful grilled meal is going just perfectly so far. I just turned these steak skewers, and I'm getting more and more excited by the minute. They have the most beautiful grill marks. Every time I grill steak outside, I think, I don't know why I ever make steak in an iron skillet. It's just, you cannot duplicate the flavor of those grill marks. All right, these still have a little bit of time left to cook. So now I'll move on to the seafood skewers. I'm gonna get these on, and they look marvelous. The combination of shrimp and steak is truly magical. Ordinarily, I would just do shrimp skewers, but sticking the scallops on there is so amazing. So these skewers need to grill for about 3 minutes per side. Let me tell you how I got them all ready. They're herby grilled shrimp and scallop skewers. I alternated colossal shrimp and sea scallops on 4 skewers, then just sprinkled over a teaspoon of kosher salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Then the marinade was just 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 cloves of minced garlic, a tablespoon of minced fresh rosemary, the zest of 2 lemons, and a teaspoon of chili flakes, all mixed together. I poured it over the skewers, coating them completely, covered them in plastic wrap, and put them in the fridge for an hour with the steak skewers. The flavors in that marinade are simply out of this world. You have to taste them to believe it. All right, these skewers are ready to turn over. Look at that, just perfect. The scallops are 8 count, and the shrimp, oops, lost one. That's okay, it happens sometimes. The scallops are 8 count, and the shrimp are 12 count. So they're nice and juicy, and they won't overcook as easily on the grill. You can even go larger with the shrimp and scallops. The larger the better, honestly, because then you have a little bit of room for error. Sorry for the sacrificial scallop there. It's not a grill party until something falls through the grates. All right, so I'm gonna let the shrimp finish cooking, and I'm gonna get these beautiful steak skewers onto a platter. They smell so good. That's the other thing about grilling entire meals, is you get so many beautiful smells. As you can see from my doggy friends who keep hanging around hoping that a little piece of steak falls onto the ground. No such luck for them so far. I still see a little bit of pink, which means they're gonna be just beautifully medium rare. For garnishing, all it needs is just a generous sprinkle of chives. Sprinkling chives outside is an adventure in Oklahoma. The wind is cooperating so far, but give it time. By the time I finish this grilled meal, it might be a little wild out here. All right, and then after the chives, I have some flaky sea salt, which is just a lovely thing to add, just to add a little more seasoning. All I can say is wow. I mean, if Ree Drummond were anywhere nearby, this platter would be empty. It looks beautiful. All right, that's the steak. Now back to the seafood. These beautiful skewers are done. That's what I love about shrimp and scallops. They do not take long to cook on a grill at all. And if you use tiny ones, they're gonna get dry, so these are really the perfect size. Okay, now these deserve a special garnish of their own, but before that, I'm gonna cover up all evidence of the sacrificial scallop. All good, it's like it never happened. All right, lemon, of course, always helps right when they come off the grill, so a nice squeeze there. And then just for extra lemon options, just kind of put some extra wedges here and there on the platter. And I think parsley is the perfect herb for this situation. So you've got the chives on the steak, the parsley on the seafood. What an inviting meal.